We are in Faster Recording Studios in Cardiff. We bought this place a couple of years ago. It used to be an absolute pit. We worked here a lot over the last probably 8 years, but it's become a deeply significant place to us. It's become a giant garden shed where 40-year-old men retire to be very creative and very happy.
Every track on the new album was recorded here. It's the first time that the whole album's been recorded here, so everything, the strings, the choir, the band, you know, and a lot of the ideas, a lot of the artwork has been filmed here by Nick and tested out on the wall, so everything's been done here.
All the demos, just everything. I did my entire solo album here, forgot about that.
I did some of my solo album here, some of Lifeblood was done here, and all our rehearsals done here, so it really is the HQ.
To feel forgiveness, you gotta forgive. Do you see the stars so the darkness begin? You fight your war, I fight for my life. You pay our dues and I pay mine. It's not war, just the end of love, just like before. But it's never enough. Enough.
Part of the reason why perhaps we still make records that just sound like engaged with the world is because I still think we have a healthy competitive nature within the band. I still think we want to try and please or impress each other with music or lyrics that we've written. And, you know, say for instance on this record, you know, Nick's, you know, written a couple of songs completely on his own, and you just want to make sure that you don't spoil the song.
It's not war, just the end of love.
I still have basically the same feeling. I remember when Nick gave me a lyric for the first time when we were in the 5th form of comprehensive school. I remember he was on the steps of the school, and I remember just having like excitement and fear. I just wanted to see if I could do the lyric justice. And it's still the same feeling, you know, when you've got to write music to a lyric. It's still the same feeling that, again, you feel like there's something quite precious at stake.
To give up. Do you have to give up?
I think we're just totally immersed and in love with kind of the initial creative idea. I think it's always the most magical time when, whether it's a lyric, whether it's a title, whether it's a photograph, whether it's just, you know, Sean playing a certain drum pattern, there's always that spark that luckily we've never lost, and that ends up translating itself into something that, you know, either contains our kind of melancholy or our energy, or just our general kind of intellectual drive, or sometimes just something rudimentary and punk.
Just the end of love, just like before. But it's never enough. Oh, it's not war, just the end of love. You weathered the storm, but sheltered the loss. I sheltered the loss, but sheltered the loss.
I've been storing up all these photos for years, and I haven't got the space in my house anymore. It's my extensive collection. So I must admit, that's my idea of enjoyment. Just fiddling around doing this kind of stuff for hours. And then this just used to be like a rat-infested pit, really. So in we go. This is the album board, which we just recorded. All the songs I think down to about there, and then all the extras and the B-sides and all the stuff. It's a kind of Nicky Wire tradition. Richey used to do it. Just ticking them off one by one as we go there. There's a couple of really good B-sides on there. I think in the end 23 there may be another one which we didn't put on there. And a couple ended up on the Japanese album, those two. It was a pretty obvious editing process, though. I don't think we disagreed much at all. It's the Stockhausen quote for the album. We are all transistors in the literal sense. Because that's what we wanted to do with this record, really. It's all about communication, and we just felt, the three of us, that was our duty, to get our point across as humanely as we possibly could. And then this is over to James and Sean, really, because, I don't have many basses. Hundreds of guitars, all labelled up. And that's pretty much it.
The sky is falling in on you. Crushed any happiness you knew. That tree gave much to you and love. It's still there, but baby, you're gone. Remember you stretched out in the sun.
I've never left the place. I'd gone from my mum and dad's sort of to 5 miles down the valley when I got married, and then 5 miles further down to Newport. Then it's never felt anything, even good or bad. It's like a family relationship, I guess. My relationship with Wales. I love it to bits, but there's always that kind of dichotomy going on. But it always feels comfortable to come home, because I've never left it in the first place, unlike the rest of the traitors in the band.
Remember you stretched out in the sun.
Myself and Sean here in this is my mum and dad's house, and both did a lot of growing up here, and this is where we had our first rehearsal. And God bless the neighbours, because they put up with really, really, really bad nascent sounds of us trying to learn how to play songs.
Still and lonely, like an old school photograph.
I think we've disillusioned it all. In a lot of ways that we thought that we were always going to be a massive band anyway. So, for us it was just a long journey, to achieving that. So, we always thought we'd be playing stadiums or arenas, or the medium-sized venues, as James once famously said. So it was never a question of not, doing it. We were going to do it. It's just a matter of when.
I think that feeling came from naivety and stupidity. We just thought we were going to be massive because we were just deluded. I think we had a vague feeling that we were different to other bands because the Manchester thing was taken off, and we just obviously we weren't from Manchester. We were kind of like Valley Boys, from Wales, and we really wanted to kind of like infuse our music with politics, and we thought that that's what people wanted. That's how deluded we were. So we just thought we had something different to offer. We always kind of thought we were going to make it because that's why we kept going, to be honest.
Well, you
was really into my sport growing up, and I had, delusions of being a footballer or cricketer, and I was captain of the school and the district and stuff. But then Morrissey really just entered my life and totally changed. Within a week I had a pile of daffodils out of the back of my arse and walking into school foppishly. I think that one, seeing him on Top of the Pops, really changed my life, really. And from then on, it seemed like a natural progression, that kind of golden age of Lloyd Cole, Echo and the Bunnymen, early Simple Minds, really early Simple Minds, and it's when me and James really bonded even more, because we've been in the same class in school, me and James, since we were 5, and through music we got even closer and started giving each other lyrics. I think then the next big bolt was seeing the Clash. It was the anniversary of punk, I think 10 years, and they sold the So It Goes, the old Tony Wilson programme, was repeated on ITV. We saw the Clash doing Garageland, I think, when we were about 15, 16, and it just felt like that's the band we could be. There was 4 of them, there was a tall bass player, kind of, James was Joe Strummer-esque, we had the same guitars, just bad copies of them, and it kind of all came together then, really. We're just coming into Blackwood now. It was a great place to grow up. Might seem pretty boring to most people, but could be a rough area at times, especially growing up under Thatcher and the mines closing down. It was a particularly politicised time, but I think that helped us really. It kind of gave us targets and anger and something to fight against. And it's quite odd wandering the streets of Blackwood dressed like the New York Dolls, because it was a very old traditional town, but we managed to get away with it as a rule.
To what I sing, just listen to what I can keep silence. Only way to gain approval is by exploiting the very thing that cheapens me.
So this used to be my little bedroom. Me and James used to practice in here, doing little bits and bobs. All my early songs and all my very early band poetry was written in here. I still feel comfortable when I turn up, to be honest. It always feels like a giant comfort blanket. Something really nice about it.
Close my eyes. And this is yesterday.
My mum and dad used to keep all the cuttings, which is brilliant actually. Like the way my mum and dad have circled me, look, to show to you, that's Nicholas. Brilliant. I couldn't ask for more. My dad lent us money to do Suicide Alley. He'd drive us to gigs. Same with James's parents. They're just faultless in that respect. I haven't shaved. I know. I thought you would have had a shave.
No, I was going to put my best frock on, but you phoned too quick. So I just had to put my lipstick on.
Are you 73?
Yeah, 73.
Looking very good.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, I'll get to that.
Stare at the sky, and it leaves me blind.
Entering my dad's shed.
And this is yesterday.
Sean would be on 2 drums here,
Bobby Gillespie style. I was on rhythm guitar, James was on rhythm guitar, and Miles, the bass player, was there. It all came together when Richey joined the band. We were in Swansea University, and I'd known him anyway, and we got really close, and it seemed a marriage made in heaven, really. In fact, I found someone who just believed in the same ideas as me, and was even worse musically. We still make great records, and probably we've made some of our best records as a three-piece, but on stage there's always that kind of gap. It's never been filled. You never feel that perfect symmetry we had when it all sort of gelled together. I think it was in Mandela Hall in Swansea Uni the first time we played together with Richey. I think he just came on for one song, Sorrow 16. But such is life, I guess.
This is the Railway Hotel in Crumlin. This is around about 2-3 miles away from Blackwood and Pontefraith. This is where we played our first gig. I can't remember if that was 1986 or 87, I can't quite remember now. But yeah, it was in the basement in this place here. The lineup was myself on guitar and vocals. Nick was on, I think Nick was on rhythm guitar. There was a guy called Flicker playing bass then, and Sean was on 2 drums. I'm trying to remember the songs we played, but I think we played Just Like Honey by Jesus and Mary Chain, Teenage Kicks by the Undertones, God Save the Queen by the Sex Pistols, and then we played a couple of our own songs. One of them was called Love in a Makeup Bag, and the other one was called Antisocial. And I think the set lasted for about 30 minutes. And then they all went badly wrong at the end, just like this is just about to go badly wrong. And yeah, everybody started smashing glasses after. So there's some kind of weird Polish wedding vibe at the end, but there you go. Thank God it's still standing, because everything else is knocked down from memory. Just remember kind of quite a lot of people being there. I think most people preferred the headline act, Funeral in Berlin, who were a really good band actually. Remember being very, 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 very scared, and that feeling hasn't changed. Whether you're playing the Railway Hotel or whether you're playing Wolverhampton Civic Hall or the Millennium Stadium, it's always the same feeling, just fear.
Playing live has always just been really important to us, because if you line up some of our live performances at the beginning of our career, we sounded nothing like the record. It really was the art of falling apart sometimes. And I think that kind of took a lot of bravery in a strange kind of way at the start, because right from the start, we didn't care about representing the sound of the record.
Your love alone is not enough, not enough. It's what you felt, it's what you said. You said the sky would fall on you, fall on you. Through all the pain, your eyes stay blue, they stay blue.
As we get older, or as other artists get older, people do obsess about when you're going to call it a day, and I understand that, but mostly all of our creative moments have just kind of come out of the blue. You haven't expected them, you can just feel it like some kind of runaway train coming towards you, and suddenly you're up and running, and you're following a different direction. So it's just hard to try and foretell when that experience is going to stop.
You stole the sun, straight from my heart.
One of the great things of being in the band the last 4 years, from Send Away the Tigers onwards, is all of a sudden we're just playing to thousands of people in Hong Kong or Croatia or Latvia, the world seemed to open up in a different way for us. There's just too many places now where we've had just brilliant experiences.
Large gigs are always nerve-wracking. I think you only ever really get the enjoyment out of them if it's gone really well and you walk off stage, because there's so many people you know, so many family members there.
There's so much to organise and worry about, and guest lists and stuff. Not that I've got many friends, but
you know that can
whole
have
family come.
You know that can have so many people are going to come backstage after and steal all your sandwiches.
I couldn't show you how to cry. Yeah, love alone.
I think, we all grew up with each other, obviously, and we've been band members longer than kind of like than we haven't been, So it's the friendship and being in the band and writing together and traveling together. It's just all so utterly kind of like intertwined with each other that I find it hard to tell where one thing stops and the other.
It's just beyond begins. Friendship. I think we've reached as Richey would say, we've reached a higher plateau of a kind of kinetic understanding of telepathy, which, is a rare and precious thing.
I didn't show you how to cry. Yeah, love alone is not enough. Yeah, love alone